My name's Liz, and
Hello, Liz.
David Icke to me represents my own personal life experience.
Yeah.
He's one of the few people out there who's willing to speak the
And he
truth.
takes the punches.
Everything.
That's what he's good. Because there's not many people that do that. You know that, Liz.
Retaliation, and
Yeah.
he's not afraid of retribution. He's a courageous man.
Good.
And I know through personal experience that what that man says is true.
So you know all these people here, they're all really concerned about what is happening to our democracy and to demise of our civil liberties. So I've got a couple of likely-looking chaps here. Caught my eye. Hello, mate. Now, can you just give me a minute here, mate? Now, what are you here for, chaps? What's your names first?
My name's Anthony.
Anthony.
Yes.
Paris. Anthony and Paris. Yeah. What are you here for?
We like to learn away from what society's taught us, away from what we've learned through school, away from what we've learned on television and newspapers, and we've been looking into the bigger picture.
And Margaret is selling a newspaper called the UKColumn, so you can check it out online as well.
Yeah,
Margaret,
that's right.
what do you represent, darling?
I represent freedom and democracy, and the exposure of fraud, corruption, all the different, and the people who are behind it, and what David Icke's been saying, basically. You know.
A straight deal for everyone.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, definitely.
That's it,
yeah,
and it's as simple as that. And love and peace,
and we
Margaret.
want to live in a free, democratic country.
How old are you, Margaret?
I'm 77.
Margaret's 77 and she's still fighting, so why don't you lot get up off your fucking arses and help out? Sorry about the bad language, Margaret.
Yeah,
it's
well,
in part of my culture. I love you.
Okay,
thank you, darling.
Bye-bye.
So Darren, what are you here for? Tell me what you're here
Yeah, I've been interested in David Icke for about last three or 4 years now.
Yeah.
And I actually come across your site through a link through David Icke's site, which was interesting.
for. Yeah. What's your major concerns about the way democracy, the way our planet's going, whatever, Darren? What do you want to say?
It's riddled in corruption, isn't it? You know, I think more people need to know about this. You know, what's going on in the world, the better, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I tell you what, a lot of people are saying to me, let's take down the government. But what I'll say is, if we're going to take the government down, we better have something good to fucking replace it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's really
Well done,
important.
all the best.
Nice, Darren. I'm here today, so I'll have a chat with you. Eh?
Of course, came to the attention of the British.
Hello, mate.
UKColumn, free newspaper.
What's your name, chaps? What's your name? Lucas. And Daniel. And Daniel. So we've got Lucas and Daniel. Right. Let's go to Lucas. Do you know about, how old are you, Lucas?
16.
Right. Do you know about David Icke?
I know bits here and bits there.
What do you know?
That people think he's a bit mad.
Yeah.
But he's just telling everyone what he believes is the truth.
Yeah.
And what he's found facts.
Yeah.
That haven't been proven wrong.
Yeah.
And then people are denying him.
Listen, girls, if we got a message for David, let me get this shot here. If you got a message for David, what would you say to David? All of it?
Keep going, you're doing fantastic.
And
Keep
you?
going.
Yeah, open people's minds.
Yeah, open the mind, yeah, set us free.
Yeah. And we love him, don't we?
We do.
Yeah. He's not, David, you're not as good looking as me, but he's gorgeous saying everything.
Well,
Thanks, girl.
This is my friend Bill.
Hello, mate.
This is the guy who introduced me to you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Got a good name, Bill. That's my name.
What do you want to do, Bill?
I've been waiting for 20 years.
Well, David, I've been since I've been here. I've been talking to some of your supporters, your fans, and really asking them. I've been asking them how they felt when they went in and how they feel when they come out. So when they go in, they're feeling excited and looking forward to it. And when they're coming out, they're feeling empowered. Now, you know what I'm interested in, David? I'm interested in institutional child abuse, really. And as you was saying in your talk, with the satanic rituals and the absolute horrors that are going with it. Now, you are one of the very few, let's say, can I call you celebrities?
Oh God,
don't get the up with me.
No,
anyway.
no.
But you know what I mean.
Oh God, no.
But you are speaking up.
Yeah.
And you're speaking up in a very strong way, you know. And it's my intention to put sort of your word across as you are talking about child abuse, especially the institutional, the satanic, etc., etc., to victims and survivors.
Right.
So you seem to you're in that field now, and people are very interested in your opinions on it, etc. So, as you know, I'm a victim myself, so you're talking to a victim, and I think that people do appreciate that. And you did come to the child abuse rally, and you did speak, and we did invite 650 members of parliament. We now have had one email.
Oh, they're bloody useless, aren't they?
Exactly, David. So you know what I mean. So what would you say to sort of survivors that are still sitting in the corners, self-medicating on drugs or whiskey, and looking for people to fight their fight? Or what would you say to motivate them, David?
Well, the thing is that you can acquiesce and see yourself as a victim. And I do completely understand why people would see that, because some of the horrors that have been described to me just are beyond the imagination. But if we're going to bring an end to this, then those who have knowledge, those who have information and experience of this, need to do what they can to speak out, because come forward and you know, when you've been through the horrors that they've been through, how much worse can it get? Speaking out about it. So people call you crazy or whatever. So what? When you've been through what you've been through, what the hell is that? And you see, I am not a victim of child abuse. So therefore, I've got my understanding.
Yeah, but you have empathy, David, don't you?
But
that's what you talk a lot about, empathy. You know, people with lack of empathy in the show. You know, and I wholeheartedly agree with you there. How do we get that empathy into people?
But the thing is that I have. Yeah, God, I'm still sweating. It's 9 hours in.
How have you been working on?
But I have got my understanding of what's going on from people who've experienced it, who told me the stories all over the world. And I'm now putting that information out and doing what I can, because I have the understanding, thanks to the people who've experienced it, who've given me that information. So the more people that say, okay, I'm not a victim. They've abused me, they've done this to me, they've treated me horrifically, but I ain't having it. I ain't going to be a victim. I ain't going to lie down. I'm going to step out and I'm going to speak my truth. And how people receive it is up to them. But I'm going to put this information into the public arena. And the more people that do, the more the common themes emerge of what's happening to people, and the more credible the story becomes. Because, you know, when people start to talk to me now about what's happened to them, I know what's coming. And if I'm talking to someone in America, I know what's coming. When I'm talking to someone in Australia, I know what's coming. South Africa, I know what's coming.
It's really quite...
Because it's the blueprint of the way they do it. The way they abuse people, the way they satanically abuse people, the paedophile rings and all the rest of it. And
the 500,000 children that were taken out to Australia to feed the British Empire.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's nothing to do with paedophilia, is it? I mean, what? Yeah. And the thing is that the more people speak out, the greater the body of information becomes, the more credible the fact that this is going on becomes. And you know, I would say to people, I completely understand why you just want it to go away and you want to, you know, escape from your trauma through various means. But if you take a deep breath and you say, how can I stop this happening to other people? Then you can stand up and speak out, and the body of information of what's happening gets greater. And the more the common themes emerge, and it's not difficult for common themes to emerge, because all these people have got to do is speak their truth, and the common themes emerge, because it's unbelievable how the blueprint unfolds. And therefore, we have an expanding body of experience and information, which becomes undeniable in the end. You know, when one person said this happened to me, oh yeah, with 2, 3, 4, hundreds, thousands, oh my God, what's going on here? This is what we need, and
because it comes back in later life, you know, like a lot of victims or survivors, whatever you want to call them, they will tell you that it's normally like as you get older, David, you become more aware of horrors. It's like if you think of a horror when you're a kid, it's not the same as when you think of a horror as an adult. You know what I mean? Like as a kid, you might be frightened by Snow White. As an adult, you know. Yeah. So as they reach adulthood, where their minds are becoming more progressive, if you like, and more daring, then they go back to the real horrors that happened to them when they really got fucked and they got abused, etc., etc. That is why they wind up in institutions, etc., etc., and sectioned and all sorts of things. Especially, you know.
But you know, people have got a choice. They can allow, to use a phrase, the bastards to get them down, or they can say, I'm not having this. I'm not being a victim, and I'm going to tell my truth. And the more people that do that, I mean, we only know what is happening in terms of satanic ritual abuse and paedophilia on the scale of it is, and how it is involving famous people in politics and business and entertainment. We only know that because the victims have spoken out.
Unfortunately, those important people have become our weapons and our targets.
Yeah, well,
that's what we can do. That's who I'm trying to hit, David. I don't see the point in getting Joe Bloggs around the corner or the dustman or so and so and so and so, because people have this misconception of paedophiles as being dirty old men in raincoats, and they're not, as you know, David.
They're famous politicians, they're prime ministers, they're presidents, they're
geniuses. Some of them.
They are, they are Secretary Generals of NATO. They are Secretaries of State for Defence, and the ratio, because of things I've been talking about today, the ratio of paedophiles and Satanists to the upper echelons, bravely called the upper echelons of society, is massive compared with the general population. And if we can get people who've had abuse from these people to speak out, the more and more people keep naming the same people and talking about the experiences with these, the more we undermine the rings, and the more that people see the credibility in this. What he's naming him, she's naming him, he's naming him, and so it's like when I go around America, I'm naming Father George Bush as a paedophile and child killer all the time, wherever I can. I did it on the BBC. What was that show we did? What was his name? The guy who's very controversial. We saw him on the Isle of Wight, Jay. What's his name?
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand.
Oh right.
He had me on, and he obviously read my books, and he led me into an answer about Father George Bush, in which I talked to him about the fact that he was a serial paedophile and child killer, and he had me on the next week, and we went on and did the same. And in the iPod recording of the program, they took that bit out, but live it went out. And I've done it all over America, and I can only have the confidence to do that because I don't want to.
If you're secure in your knowledge.
I don't want to accuse anybody of something they hadn't done. But I was only confident enough to do that because of the number of victims who've spoken out and named him, and the common themes are extraordinary. Same with Ted Heath, the Prime Minister of Britain in 1974, who was another paedophile and multiple child killer. I said that while he was alive. I had the confidence to do that because the people he abused, enough had spoken to me and told me their stories. This is the power of Bill, of people not being a victim and saying, I'm not having this, I'm going to run straight at him. It is so powerful. Because they are the ones that know, because those are the ones of experience, therefore those are the ones that can alert those of us who can get it out there that this is true, and therefore we can have the confidence to do it.
So your message really, as we began, to survivors, victims, whatever, is what I say: come forward.
Come forward, speak out.
And then we'll see how many there really is, David, won't we?
And also, you know, thanks to you, Bill, and other people, we have a situation where there are people, ladies and gentlemen, who've gone through these horrors, who are listening, who know what you're saying is true because they've heard the story so many times. You know, people like me and Bill have experienced it, my God, and other people, they're not any longer going to say, you must be joking, that's outrageous. We're going to listen, we're going to understand. So please, you have an ear here and tell us what you know, and we can communicate it. And the more we communicate, the more people will see that this is no bizarre, outrageous fantasy. This is real and true, and it's going on all over the world as I'm speaking.
That's lovely.
Cheers, Bill.
Thank you very much. The Pope's coming over next week.
Is he?
Yeah, so watch out for me in the press.
He speaks very highly of you.
Of course he does, he loves me.
Okay, let's go.
What do you think of the show? Good?
Great.
Excellent. What do you think of the show? Did you enjoy the show?
Brilliant.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Did you enjoy the show? Did you enjoy the show, mate? Good. Did you enjoy the show? Good. Can you shake hands with me? Lovely.
Absolutely phenomenal.
You enjoyed it, yeah?
Absolutely.
He speaks a lot of sense to me, doesn't he? You know what I mean? And he has to go. And that's what it's about. It's about doing it. Join in, mate. Enjoy the show? Good.
Brilliant, absolutely.
Brilliant, good. How do you feel?
It's awesome. Brilliant.
How do you feel? Are you inspired? Yeah. Doing what you're doing? How do you feel, mate? You feel good after the show?
Yeah, definitely.
Is it a good one? Does it inspire you?
Yeah, definitely.
How do you think of the show?
Excellent, very good.
Are you feeling inspired now? You want to go and do something? Is that it? And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Everyone doing what they can do.
Good luck, people. Excellent.
You enjoy it? What do you think darling? Yeah.
It was amazing.
Thank you very much.
It was amazing. I'm going to go look you up on the Google.
Thank you very much. And, hello, sir. What do you think of the show?
Excellent.
And you enjoyed it?
Very good.
Has it inspired you?
Oh yeah.
You're not going clubbing it now, are you?
I've been following Dave for a long time. When he first began.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen him for a long time.
Yeah.
But now, big improvement.
That's very good.
Did you enjoy it? Good. Yeah. And you're going to go to more. And you're going to activate yourselves, aren't you? And fight against evil. Yeah. Whatever that, however that comes.
Fantastic, mate.
Yeah. You enjoyed it.
Superb.
Enjoyed it. Well done. Good for coming. Yeah. Activists. Look, yeah. Well done. Did you enjoy the show?
Amazing.
Good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Did you enjoy the show?
Yeah, great.
Right. And it's activated you, and it's got you going, buzzing. You want to go? Good. Look at her face. Look. So you feel good. So you come in a little bit pale. Now you're going out all rosy. Thank you very much.
Congratulations with all the work that you're doing.
What's your name, sir?
James Griffiths.
James Griffiths. Thank you very much. James, how do you feel?
Really good. I mean, I've watched David Icke now for just over 3 years.
Yeah.
Been following his work and obviously been introduced to people like yourself through his website. And
Lovely.
So it's really important that we've got people like yourselves
Thank you very much.
who are out there trying to raise awareness, make that exposure to a wider audience.
And you know what it's all about, don't you? Linking. Link. Done. So here we are. This is the Ally Sheena. She's going now, and I'm going to get rid of her very quickly because she could talk the bollocks off a donkey. So I'm just going to say, love ya. And what's your website, Sheena?
I haven't got a website, but I'm ex-councillor, Maidstone Borough Councillor, Tory councillor, had 4 granddaughters taken, and I spoke out at the Child Snatching Conference in Stafford, and I spoke out at the Trafalgar.
Right, that's enough. Off. She's a trooper. And I'll speak to you soon, darling. Oh, he's a foot. What's your name? Colin. Love ya. What do you think of the show?
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah, 2 allies here. I won't tell you what he just gave me. Well done, Colin. Yeah, come here, Lil. How do you feel now? Are you inspired?
Inspired, definitely. Free.
Yeah. Well, I've recently made a film about, it's called Forward Forever the Heroes, and it's about ethnic minorities that have been killed in police custody since 1960, 1,000 of them. And you can check it out on our website or go on to Forward Ever. Do you feel inspired now? You're going to activate?
More inspired.
That's it. Peace, chaps.
Hey, Bill, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Saw you on the net. Brilliant. Loved it. Wrote to the MP, wrote to the local paper. Got no response for either. So the next one that letter's going to be, I take it you agree and support the child abuse.
What's your name? What's your name?
Gary Morley.
But the thing is, Gary, you fucking tried, didn't you?
I'm bloody right again too. But
thank you very much, Gary.
Speaking to me, and I've been watching your videos on YouTube. Brilliant.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What do you think of the show? You enjoy the show?
Fantastic. Really, really good.
And now you feel inspired, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
You're a Celt, aren't you?
Completely.
And we got a fight. What's your name?
Kevin.
Kevin, pleasure to meet you, Kev.
All the best.
Nice one, Kev.